Well, I thought I'd better do an update again, because even if all of you look at it and think, oh gosh, there he is again, it's actually quite useful for me to do an update and think about how I'm feeling and how everything else feels at the moment. Because I've been preparing for the act of worship on Sunday, because for the provincial act of worship it's to be me on Sunday, and we are talking about the Good Shepherd. And I suddenly had a memory of, as a young choir boy, learning a new anthem and a piece of music which was very jolly and very joyful, and reflecting that was the same words as I so often sing at a funeral, or I sing at a nursing home. The first tune, of course, was an excuse the singing. The Lord's my shepherd, I'll not want, he makes me down to lie. Brother James is there, and I remember singing that at Evensong in the cathedral in Aberdeen and feeling completely buoyed up by it. A beautiful, lovely tune. And then, of course, the other is, the Lord's my shepherd, I'll not want. And how many times have I sung that unaccompanied in a nursing home, where I didn't need any music, I didn't need any words. People were able just to join in that measured, metrical tune, which goes into the heart of what is their anxieties and their concerns and their memories. And so we have this remarkable wealth of words, the Psalms, the Scriptures, all that comes from those, and we are able to make those both joyful and serious moments of great concern and mourning, as well as moments of great laughter. Because the words we have are words that come from a revelation of God, which is a God who is with us when we are joyful and is with us when we're mourning. And the message is the same. The Lord's my shepherd, I shall not want. The message of through death's dark veil, the message of reaching green pastures, is a message of both trial and jubilation. A message that we need to hold fast to now. We need to remember that there are people who are struggling, and that struggle is very real for them. There are people who are mourning, and that is a real pain for them. And there are people who are rediscovering things about themselves and their families, which are going to be with them for the rest of their lives. And that can bring a smile. That can bring joy. Thank goodness I keep saying to myself that our Scriptures and the words of faith we have enable us to use the same words in the different moods that we're in, so that we can share those words of joy and of mourning, words of great love along with words of great power. We can use those to the same effect to different people at different times. And that's what I've been reflecting on this week. Because as I'm phoning around and speaking to people, some people have got really exciting things to tell me. Things that they've read, things that they've been told, people that they've reconnected with. And of course, you're also phoning people who have to tell you that they're ill, or someone close to them has died, or they're really frightened about their friend who works in the care home or in the hospital. And we, those of us who are ministering, then we have to be able to share those emotions, to let them know that we are listening and hearing those emotions and responding to them. And for me this week, it's been those two tunes. The tune of measured, thoughtful prayerfulness, and a tune of joy and almost dancing. So as we continue with this, as we struggle, as we find moments to, I hope, laugh, as we find moments when we're clearly crying, let us remember that our Scripture was not simply written to deal with our emotions. It was written to show us the reality and the vibrancy and the all-embracingness of God. To be able to sing those words of joy and to share those words at moments of great despair. We have a God who is with us at all those times. And for that, this week and every week, I give thanks.